Hey guys, welcome back to the CulePodcast. Welcome back to another episode, season 4, episode 36. Hopefully you guys are having a fantastic day / night, depending on where you are. But guys, the international break is over. Well, not over. There are still some international fixtures left to be played, but some players from Barcelona's international teams, they are returning back, and so it's absolutely fantastic to see them. We're going to be talking, about some general news roundup. We're just going to be talking about what's going on in the world of Barça, talking about some of the international fixtures that have happened. We can talk about the Lamine, and then also talking about some general Barcelona news. But Avdo, NJ, good to see you guys. Avdo, how are you, bro?
Everything good, bro. How are you?
I'm doing great. NJ, how are you, man?
Yeah, I'm good, just chilling, just doing my things. How are you guys?
I'm
Good,
good.
bro.
I'm fantastic. But I wanted to start off the video talking about Barcelona, specifically some international fixtures in the Nations Leagues. Because I don't know if you did see, but did you see the Spain versus Netherlands
Yeah,
game?
that was intense, bro.
Yeah, all the way to
That was
penalties.
great game.
Yeah.
I mean,
What did you make of it?
yeah, bro. People are shitting on Lamine Jamal for missing that
Yeah.
penalty. I mean, bro, I don't think he's taking a single penalty for Barca. I don't think at the international level he's ever taken. I think this is his first penalty I've taken at a big stage. It is what it is, bro. He tried to get cute with a Hesse. It is what it is. He's gonna have way more chances, and hopefully, if he continues to develop into a superstar, he's gonna be that penalty taker for Barca soon enough.
Okay.
So I
Okay.
don't really care. I mean, and it was a good game, bro.
Yeah.
I mean, definitely the game of the break so far.
So
But
far, yeah, I would say so.
yeah,
That goal from Lamine Yamal though was absolutely crazy.
yeah, it was disgusting. So
Dude, that control that he was able to do, the chop, and then just like
great. Yo, I keep forgetting how to pronounce the young center back from Bournemouth.
it was Dean Hodgson,
Dean,
I
yeah,
believe. I
I
believe.
know him by his first
um,
name, Dean Hutchin. Great ball by him. Yo, that backline for Spain,
it's Hausen.
yeah, Housen.
Housen.
That backline for Spain with Cubarsí and Housen could be dirty for years to
Yeah.
come.
Yeah, and that's
Uh,
not even to mention like Asensio for Real Madrid.
Asensio, yeah.
Uh-huh.
yeah,
So
back three, the back three of them. Ooh,
Yeah,
yeah,
it would be really nice.
all we're missing is
But
the right back. But no, yeah, it was a great game.
uh-huh. Andrew, what do you make of Lamine Yamal's goal? Because it was
yeah,
absolutely
bro.
crazy.
Yeah, the guy's unplayable, man. You know, he's unplayable. That's it, bro. No one can really, counter him. Like, it is what it is. That's why I said a couple of weeks ago that I don't praise him anymore because I know that him not playing good, him dropping a 6 out of 10 is basically a 9 out of 10. That's why I don't praise him no more because again it's normal to him now. It's it's nothing new to him anymore. He's too good, bro. He's unplayable.
Unplayable. Yeah, I mean the talent is absurd. That goal was crazy,
Yeah,
and Spain, they're now into the final four. I believe in the Nations League. I believe
Hmm.
it's
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, against France,
Spain versus France and
then
Portugal.
Germany.
Germany.
Portugal, Germany. Yeah, I mean just some exciting matchups there for the
Yeah,
Nations
it
League.
is. Yeah,
You know,
Yeah.
um,
I
but
mean, that's arguably the four strongest teams in Europe aside from England. So
yeah,
yeah.
yeah. One thing that I was surprised about is that they had the extra time because, like, for the Nations League, I'm thinking, why have these players play, another 30 minutes? Just have them go into penalties. I want to know
yeah,
your thoughts in
yeah,
regards to that.
I agree. I would like to see that.
No, you like to see that as well. How about you, Anjay?
Like I don't mind having extra time, but the thing was is that like why did they add quarterfinals? I was okay with the semis and the final.
Okay.
Honest, I was fine with the semis, and when they added the quarter, I'm like, what? I thought it was gonna be the semis already. No, no, that they're gonna play. Then I'm like, okay, whatever. But again, the games, bro. I was so annoyed in the second leg because they were bringing like the prem players on, like like Pedro Porro, them players. I'm like, yo, what is this?
Mm,
This ain't Spain, bro. It was so
yeah.
bad, you when I was watching in the second leg in the extra time, like all
Yo,
the prem Spanish players are playing and they don't even know how to play football,
Ace
man.
Ace said Spain versus Madrid instead of Spain France. Yo, that's probably Barca versus Madrid because Spain also has an entire Barcelona team.
Like
So
Yeah.
I can't lie though, I don't want to see Pedro Porro again and the Spain national team. He's so bad, bro.
Hmm.
yeah, but that's the thing. We don't really have many right back options.
I mean, now we do it like Oscar Mingueza and when Danny Carvalho comes back,
Yo,
that's them two
I
gonna
do
be
not
the
want Minguez being the starting right back for Spain, bro.
No, he's good.
I like him. I like him
No,
for
he's good.
depth.
He's good. He's
Yeah,
good.
no, bro, but not as
Nah,
a
boy,
starter.
you should have watched more
No.
about Minnesota this year. He's been balling, bro.
Yeah, and also, were you guys able to see the beef between Lamine Yamal and
Van de Voort.
Van de Vaart? That caught me off so off guard because I was just thinking like, why are you beefing with like a 17-year-old? Like it's crazy.
I mean,
Yeah.
I
because the
mean,
thing is, because again, because they grew up in different generation. That's why. Because again, with the generation during Van der Verts, with the professionals, and like they have to like act a certain way. While like compared to like Yamal is more the Neymar, where like like a Ronaldinho type, where like they
that's
go
true.
against the norm. That's why.
Okay.
But
Okay.
remember Rabiot last year when it was France Spain that
Yeah.
Rabiot was talking shit and then Jamal hit that
Literally dunked on his
disgusting
face.
shot from outside
Mhm.
the box. So I mean,
I
yeah,
mean, that's a different situation though, between the Red Bull and Van der Voort. But Van der Voort, he's like the old school guy, where like you have to wear like a certain style of clothing, and you have to act right.
at
But
the
with
end of the day, when you're 17 and you have veterans talking shit to you, you
Mm-hmm.
know you're doing good.
yeah,
So
just yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Because again, if you're talking shit, that means that they actually care about you. They want to like.
exactly,
They do.
exactly.
Hmm. And speaking about that, were you guys also able to see the words from Rafinha when she was talking, about Argentina, saying, "Oh, well, we're gonna go out to win and everything."
What's that again
Um,
though? That beef. I didn't. I know. I just saw it earlier today. I'm like, I didn't understand what was the beef with that. Can you explain?
no, he was having an interview. I think it was with Romario and
Yeah.
everything. And I want to pull up the quotes. I want to see. Yeah, also it's right here. Fabrizio Romano was able to post it. But these were the words from him. He says, "We will beat Argentina, no doubt, on and off the pitch if we have to." Romano said, "Are you going to score a goal?" "Yes, I'll go with everything." Romano, "Fuck them." Rafinha, "Fuck them." And
That's
Yo, Mario, my
this is.
legend, yo. He a legend.
This is just like typical banters. I don't see
Yeah.
anything wrong with this,
Yeah.
but
yeah.
I know who I'm rooting for. I'm not gonna be rooting for Rafinha, even though
Yo,
like
yo,
he's absolutely
just
fantastic.
don't talk shit to the team that's playing without two of their best players and is still probably gonna win. Like
Oh.
Argentina, bro. People like to
Respect to Mario, bro. Legend of Barca, bro.
yeah, but people like to shit on Argentina because they're saying that when Messi leaves, they're gonna fall off and stuff. They're playing a very good brand of football right now without Messi, without Lautaro. So I
Yeah,
mean,
they're more free when they play without
yeah,
Lautaro. To
yeah.
be
So I
honest.
mean, bro, Argentina is still they should still be feared.
They're still like a big in football nation when it comes to the South American division of it.
Yeah,
Yeah, for sure.
absolutely, absolutely.
And
But
I'm
again, yo, come
going.
on, yo. If you're a nation, obviously you're gonna defend your country as well.
No, of course,
Yeah,
like I
yeah,
have no problems with Rafinha saying this. I was
yeah.
surprised because like these are more words that something, let's say,
Just
like Vinny Jr. would say. But hey,
just please
just know that Cuti Romero, Rodrigo de Paul, all the Argentina players, they're gonna absolutely bash you. And
just
I mean,
just
hey,
Of
it's
just
course.
game is
please
game. It's part of the game.
please don't come back to Barca injured because you want to play hard in the fucking Nations League, bro. Like, please.
Well, I mean, Argentina. The game is a little bit different because this is a little bit more high stakes. It's going to be the World Cup qualifying instead of the Nations
Oh,
League.
the qualifiers. Okay.
Yeah,
Oh,
because
yeah, you're
the
right, yeah.
because the
No,
Nations
bro,
League
but
is
yo,
just friendlies.
either
Yeah.
way, dog. Either way, like I don't need our second best player getting injured in this
Yeah,
game.
yeah. But
Fair enough.
that was just something interesting that I did want to talk to you guys about. And also, Ronald Araujo seems he's going to be playing against Bolivia in the World
Of
Cup
all,
qualifying
of
for the
all
Y.
games,
Uh
of
huh.
all games.
That means that he's not going to be playing against Osasuna. And talking about that, guys, Barcelona, they are going to be playing against Osasuna this Thursday. And looking at the reports right now, looking at how some players are coming back from international duty, Iñigo Martínez and Pau Cubarsí, they are seemingly going to be able to play that match. Cubarsí, less likely, he's most likely going to be in the squad, but not
Iñigo,
starting. Yeah,
Iñigo,
Iñigo, he's recovering well. He's recovering well. His I think the inflammation on his knee is doing well. I mean, both injuries they were like,
I mean,
uh,
sprained ankle though
yo,
for
it's
Cubarsí.
just that yo
yeah,
knees,
Cubarsí sprained ankle.
yo, and like a knee inflammation at that age terrifies me, bro. If I'm Barca and I gotta pick between Cubarsí and Iñigo, I will pick to play Cubarsí. Give Iñigo more rest, bro.
But the thing is, like Iñigo Martinez, he's already training with the team. Like
Yeah,
his injury is
Yeah,
less serious. Like both
it's
injuries
a
are not
different.
serious.
Yeah, that's true. But again, but today it's a different, medical staff member now. They're like very on point at their recovery, so which is
Yeah.
all right this time. Now compared to like back then, where like It takes you like what freaking 3 months to like heal a knee inflammation. Nah, this one they're really quick with it. They're on point with it. I'm not really concerned about it.
No, absolutely,
Regardless,
absolutely.
we're gonna see Eric Garcia play. So
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure. I don't
yeah,
mind. Eric has been good this year. I don't mind.
and
he's been great. He's
yeah.
Yeah,
been great.
great squad player to have.
And speaking on that Osasuna games, I want to ask you guys like what type of game environment are you guys envisioning? Because in the weekend, I believe we play against Girona, and then the following weekend, midweek, we play against Atletico Madrid
Bro, this
in the
this
second round of Copa
schedule
Rey.
this schedule is so stupid, bro.
I mean, it's not that bad
Um,
compared to them though. So someone gonna play Barcelona, then the next day you have to fight Bilbao.
Yeah,
They're playing back to back.
that is crazy.
look. You're asking me what type of game I'm expecting against Osasuna. I hope it's not one of those Alaves
Wait, it
games.
got canceled. It got canceled their game.
Oh, the Bilbao one, the back to back.
Yeah.
Oh,
No,
okay.
well, it got canceled because they were literally playing, a back-to-back days. Just this game has been pushed.
Oh, okay, then because I get that because during the last week I saw it was a back to back. No, like that's crazy though.
Yeah.
Play Barcelona, then go fly to Bilbao after. I'm like, dang.
Wait, but we're still playing Osasuna on Thursday.
Yeah, we are.
Yeah,
We
we
are.
are.
We are.
Then
So
Girona.
no, look. You were asking me what type of game I expect.
Yeah.
I'm hoping it's not that Alaves game. That remember that game that we won 1-0.
Yeah.
It was a really poor game. I'm hoping that's not the case because that was a very very stressful match.
Yeah.
But I could very well see it, bro. If Hansi Flick, we have 5 games in nine in some crazy stat. We have like 4 games in 9 days. What was the stat?
It was like 5 games in 14 days.
Yo, if Hansi Flick finds a way to come out of that stretch undefeated, build him a statue.
Put him a statue.
Yo, that is and build the players a statue. That is a lot
Yeah.
of physical demand, bro.
No,
So
it's going to be a very stressful period for Barcelona. And when I'm looking at that Osasuna game, I think Hansi Flick is definitely going to make rotations. With
We
some
should be able to
players.
win it though. To be honest, because Osasuna gonna miss Brian Zaragoza.
was
So
was the last Osasuna match the one that he tried making rotation and it was a horrible game? Was it that game?
that's like the
Yeah.
that's like the second month of the season. Anyways,
Yeah,
Yeah.
that was like early in the season,
yeah,
and I got pissed at him because those rotations did not work whatsoever. That
it was too
wasn't.
early.
He was
It
still
was too
trying.
early.
Yeah, he was still trying to get used to the style. So
No,
I,
no,
I give him that.
but back then, remember, like literally everyone was injured.
Yeah,
It was
yeah.
like
Yeah, but
Araujo was injured,
Yeah, I remember.
Gavi was injured.
I remember
Mhm.
that. I'm just like at this point, you can't really talk about that game because again, he's learned a lot. He's playing. He's coaching out of his mind right now. But yeah, I mean, no, bro, we're gonna be relying on rotations all the next 2
we
weeks.
should be fine.
But in regards to that game, which players do you expect to start? Because looking at the Osasuna
Ferran
game in
Torres starting,
particular,
right?
Ferran, you think so?
Apparently, he's starting as striker. Apparently,
Yeah, striker.
Okay.
Yeah, you have to play him a striker. Don't play him
I
in
mean,
right
he's
in the
been playing
wing.
good, bro.
Yeah, don't play him in the wing. He's useless in the wing, to be honest.
Yeah.
So we're not going to be counting on Rafinha, and we're not going to
Yeah,
be counting
it's
on Araujo. Those are two big players that we are going to be missing, and I'm looking at Balde starting. I'm looking
Yeah, Ballon
at
starting for sure.
Eric Garcia starting. I'm looking at Gavi starting. Maybe even a Fermin Lopez potentially.
No,
In there.
For me, it's gonna start.
I could very well see them start for me on the wing, and then like I said, Rafinha role, and then Danny
Yeah.
Olmo starting. And if Daniel Olmo should be good to go, right?
I think so. I think so. Yeah.
Or,
then-
you can do it like start Daniel Mo or for me one in the wing, then bring on Pablo Torre in the second half.
I
Okay.
really want to see Paulo Torre minutes, bro. I really want to see his minutes.
Because again, this is a good opportunity for him. Because again, everybody's coming back.
Yeah,
from,
it's a great chance for him.
Yeah.
I mean, yeah, you can also play Balde in the wing, but again,
Yeah, no, they're not gonna do that. They're not. He's playing way too well right now. Don't.
Yeah,
don't
I mean,
say-
it makes sense if you play in the wing as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
but like. I don't know.
Okay. So looking at that lineup, because you just think about it, in the weekend we're going to be playing against Girona, and then in midweek we're going to be playing against Atletico Madrid, and that's the game that we really want to win
Yeah.
because we would be going into the final of the Copa del Rey basically. And so for the game against Osasuna, my lineup: Szczesny in goal. Do you rest Koundé? I don't know because he did play 120 minutes with France.
I
He's built
would
different though. He's built
honestly.
different,
I don't think the table's significant right now. Osasuna and Girona are pretty close in the table, right?
Let me bring up the La Liga table right now.
Whatever the
Wait,
case is, I will rest. It's a risky, but I will rest Conde on Thursday and play him against Girona. I feel like Girona's gonna be more of a challenge than Osasuna, and
yeah,
that way
yeah,
again
yeah,
he
yeah, same
did
verdict, yeah,
play. He did play. Yeah, there you go. It's what I mean. No, no,
13th to
yeah,
14th.
13, 14, bro.
Yep.
It's just that 120 minutes. That's a problem. That's very demanding. So that's why
Yeah.
I will rest him against Osasuna and maybe play Ford at right back. I don't
Okay.
know.
I mean, he doesn't really trust Fort anyway, so so he
Yeah,
might play
it's just
Kundi.
that.
He might play. He might. I won't be surprised if he plays Kundi the all 3 games. I won't be surprised to be honest.
No,
I wouldn't be surprised either.
I will be absolutely shocked if he plays
Yeah, I
Conde
won't be.
all 90 minutes Thursday. Is it Sunday against Girona
Yeah, yeah.
Sunday?
I don't think he
Thursday,
might play
Sunday,
the.
and next week.
He might play like what, like 60 70 minutes, then sub on Fort. Probably he's gonna do that.
Okay.
He
Okay.
might do that in the
Yeah.
in the 2 games. Then when it comes
Mhm.
to like the Copa del Rey, that's when he's gonna play what 120 if we go into 120 or not 90.
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
And in regards to the midfield, I view it just simply. I think it's going to be a Pedro Gavi base. I think it's going to be like that. Up top, you're looking at Ferran, Lamine, maybe a Danny Olmo and a Fermin. I'm looking at that to beat
Yeah.
our attacking lineup, basically, because I
But the
think like
thing
Robert
is,
Lewandowski, he
though,
picked up a knock with
yeah.
Poland, I believe.
Yeah, but the thing is, if that's the case, then Lamine has to like do a lot of things in the game, the next game. Like he's gonna be the main source of creator beside Pedri, basically, and Dani Olmo. Because again, because you know how we use Rafinha as a counter inside forward wing, it's gonna be different this time though. Like
Actually,
Lamine's
I could see them play Gavi more
on the
in
wing,
that
yeah, he's gonna
yeah
play,
more in that
yeah,
wing role,
yeah. Then
and
put
then you
Frenkie,
drop yeah
Frenkie on.
and then you drop maybe you drop Fermin back a little bit.
No,
So
no, no. So, they're not gonna do that though, because for me, it's a 10 or a wing.
that's a problem. You have Dani Olmo, Gavi, and Fermin. None of those three are work as a double pivot.
I know, but again, you're not gonna play. You're not gonna play for me in the double pivot.
No, no, yeah, no, no, no. That's what I'm saying. Like the best
Yeah.
chance at that is Gavi, and even then, Gavi
Hey,
hasn't
Gavin in the
played.
wing, yeah, for sure. Gavin in the wing, then Daniel Mo in the 10, then probably Frenkie de Jong and Pedri in the double pivot,
Yeah,
basically.
I didn't want to bring up Frankie, but now the thing is not playing. We should play the
There is
best.
the best possible 11 against Osasuna.
That's the thing. I'm sure Flick and the other coaches have looked at all the possibilities between
Oh yeah,
Girona
for sure. Yeah, they already
and
know what.
Osasuna. I'm sure they're seeing what team can we be with the worst roster.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Um,
come on.
yeah, I don't know.
They already know that.
They're gonna look at their tactics and see what's more of a threat. Who knows? Maybe they put their best team on Thursday and rest on Sunday, or vice versa. They think that Hiro's gonna be more of a threat, and they play with a better team on Sunday. I don't know.
Okay, okay. And moving down now, guys, I'm gonna be talking about Frankie de Jong because Avila, you mentioned him, but negotiations they're going underway. It's heating up a little bit, and we talked about this before, but I want to know if you guys are still, remaining and still holding your stance. But Barcelona, they're looking to renew Frankie de Jong, and you guys know my stance. I think that I would renew Frankie de Jong, but not in a view to keep him, but in a view to sell. I think right now Frankie de Jong, his market value is increasing, and so this is a good opportunity. But I do know that some Barcelona fans they have differing opinions, and I'm gonna go to you necessarily, and in regards to those contracts, like what would you want from that contract to say, hey, I'm happy with that? Because keep in mind that he is, one of the highest wage earners, and I wouldn't necessarily say those wages reflect his performances on the pitch. It doesn't match necessarily, you know.
Look, I if he's able to resign for lower wages, sure. Like you said, his market value is really high right now because he's been playing really good football for Barca, and he looked good against Spain. I will still sell him because I feel like again this Barca midfield we're gonna be getting Bernal and Casado back next season. We have a lot of young midfielders. I'm sure we can find a decent veteran for the midfield to help hold down all the youngsters. I will still sell high on Frankie. If they really want him back, then sure bring him back for lower wages no matter what. It's just that there's gonna be a cluster of midfielders in that team. Let's do the math. Pedri, Gavi, Fermin Lopez, if you want to count him. You have Casado, Bernal. That's already five.
But they're all youngsters.
Yeah, but that's a problem. Okay, I'm sure we can find a cheaper option than Frankie. Again, I don't know what the wages are gonna look like. I have no idea. But
Okay, if maybe we won't talk specific numbers, but where would you want to see in the hierarchy? Because right now he's the second highest wage earner behind Robert
no, bro,
Lewandowski.
he can. I just. I'm not really thinking of the hierarchy right now, but he has to be like have if he finishes this year playing as the best midfielder in Barcelona, which he won't be because Pedri's playing out of his mind right now, then I'll consider having him higher up. But with how financially handicapped this team has been, and we still need to make upgrades in the summer, he has to be middle in the middle.
Probably
Maybe
15.
maybe
At least 15. Good.
15. Okay, but that would be like a pay decrease.
Yeah,
And
but then,
on
yeah, but again, though, 15, but with bonuses where like if he meets a certain this kind of stuff, then he can get the extra money.
If
no,
again, look, yeah, like Street Fighter said, if he's able to bring down the wages, I will bring him back, but it needs to be significant, bro. He can prevent his wages from us getting a winger in the
no,
summer. So
no. I definitely agree with that. I do think that there needs to be a reduction because, as we said, he's not Barcelona's best midfielder. That best midfielder is
Yeah, come on.
Pedri,
Yeah, that's
and
given.
I don't think that Frenkie de Jong should be having a better contract than Pedri.
no,
It's,
he
it's
shouldn't.
simple as that. Even though you've been in the game longer, you're just not putting in the performances that Pedri puts in. And if you do give him, a contract like that, then what does that tell Pedri, who just recently renewed, like
Bro,
saying like,
not
hey,
even Pedri. Rafinha should have a better contract than Frankie. Danny almost should have a better contract than Frankie. There are more players who have a higher
Yeah,
wages
but
than.
again, Pedro's still young though. He's still 21, 22.
No,
By the
no, no,
time,
no, no, no. I agree. But we're talking about value, like the player value. You got me?
yeah, I know. But again, when Pedro reaches De Jong's age, that's where he's gonna get
I
the
agree.
maximum.
I agree.
Yeah.
right here, he says, Pedri is not a youngster anymore. He is now a senior member
Yeah,
of
Yes.
the team.
that's
Yeah, he
that's
has a
funny.
seniority, but again, look at his age. He's what, 22?
Yeah, he's
Yeah.
22, 23. But in regards to that, like, so then like here's the thing. I don't think necessarily you should be, if if Pedri is the best midfielder in the world, his contract should be reflecting of that. It's simple as that. And obviously you fall into that trap that we did make with Ansu Fati in the past, where we think, oh, he's going to be absolutely amazing, but look what happens, and now we're absolutely stuck with that wage. But at the same time, you do want to make sure that you're paying the players accordingly, and obviously this is a fine line. This is something that Barcelona and Frankie de Jong's entourage are going to be negotiating, but it's simple as this: Frankie de Jong, either Barcelona find a way to defer those wages, spread them out during a longer period of time,
No,
that way reducing every
he already
year.
gave up the deferred money already. He already accepted that.
No, I'm saying, like, hey, like, you stay at that salary range, but it's spread on across like a longer period of time.
Yeah.
It's just so, like, let's say like you earn, I don't know, 50 million euros like through the entirety of your contract. Now instead of that you're earning that in like 5 years, you're in that in like seven. That
Yeah, yeah. Or
the
more.
Yeah,
a
but
holiday
then
or something like
having
that.
like a 7 year deferred that it makes no sense because again, why we're paying players like who left the club, right? It makes no sense.
Yeah, but at least in the moment you're able to make signings. So
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
No.
yeah. On a side note, today I spoke with a Madrid fan that said that
Yeah.
Valverde is playing better than Pedri.
Oh my god.
Next topic.
It's a different.
I think that's
The thing I
ridiculous.
don't get it because they're both different midfielders. So
No,
I
Yeah,
don't know.
but people are just mad that Pedri is the best midfielder in the world right now.
Hey, yeah, for sure. Come on, like they can't hate on Pedro when it comes to Spain. 'Cause
Yo,
Spain,
yo, there's not a more complete midfielder than Pedri right now. He will press on defense for 90 minutes. He will
yeah, for
score
sure.
goals.
Yeah,
He will score goals, and he will ping like beautiful passes. There's
yeah.
no
That's the
one
thing.
that.
Yeah, and
So
that's what basically pissed me off against Spain because they're making because the Pedro and the Fabian Ruiz combination doesn't work.
they,
They're
they, they
making
were
Pedro play the advanced
they
10.
were they were going to try no matter what because Fabian Ruiz had a great Euro.
I know, but again, though, but again, if that's the case, then you play Dani Olmo with Ruiz, because again, they're making Pedri play the advanced 10.
Yeah, I agree.
No,
Okay,
but
go back to the topic. Yeah, my bad.
no. Yeah, I mean, but in regards to that renewal, like, or we're gonna see what happens, and Barcelona, they are looking for alternatives in the market, just because right now, obviously, it's in the international break, and that's basically the news in every single international break. And there is some news emerging about a right back. I want to know your guys' opinions. So the three options are emerging. I think it was
Yeah,
Vanderson,
yeah, Vanderson. Yeah,
Givaldo Reed from Feyenoord, and
yeah.
what was it was a Rayo Vallecano fullback.
Right shoe, right shoe.
Yeah, I don't want to butcher his name.
So okay.
Let me see.
Yeah, right shoe.
Yeah. I believe he's Ukrainian.
No, he's Romanian.
You know, Romanian, yeah, Romanian. Romanian. So it's Andrei Ratiu
Andre,
and
Raichu,
Andrei
Raichu.
Ratiu. Well, I don't want to mispronounce it, but you guys know who I'm talking about.
Yeah.
And in regards to those three fullbacks, is there one specific that like catches your eye? I'm gonna go to you first, NJ. But out of those three right backs, which of them do you think, hey, necessarily is the most attractive? I would say.
It's like all like the two of them, like like Raichu and Vanderson, they're really really good. But I've been watching like Vanderson a lot because we've been like this
Okay.
guy forever. But yeah, with Vanderson, like obviously he's not Danny Alves whatever, but he's a solid right back to have. Like he can play for sure. Like he can link up with players very well. He just but again, I mean either two of them might have to adjust because of the Barcelona way. But again, but if they once they understand the play style, they will fit very well. Especially Vanderson will fit very well with us
Okay.
because he can play both right back and left back.
NJ, do you have a favorite out of those three that you say like, hey, if I have to pull the trigger
Yeah,
on one of them, I will go for X. Let's say
it's hard, but I prefer Vanderson because he's
Vanderson.
more
Yeah, the one that
because he's more experienced as well.
the one
Okay.
that I heard the most noise on is Vanderson, and that's
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
probably
Second, thoughts on Barcelona's pursuit for a right back?
Yeah, are they both Brazilian?
No. I
No one's no one's Brazilian, one's Romanian.
Ratiu's Romanian, Vanderson's Brazilian, and Givaldo Reed from Feyenoord
It's Dutch.
is Dutch. Uh-huh.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
I think we should go with the Brazilian right back then because
the next Danny
by
Vanderson.
Alves.
going by the history of by going by the history of Barcelona, left winger from Brazil like Neymar and left right back like Dani Alves from Brazil also. But
Okay.
I would like
Okay.
a Romanian player on the
Yeah,
team
he's
also
good as
because I
well.
don't
He's
I
really
Yeah.
don't
good.
remember any Romanian player that played for Barcelona.
This one though, what's his
Haji, I
name?
think.
Yeah, Haji.
Haji.
That's the one. Yeah,
Uh-huh.
back then. Yeah.
Haji. No, but in regards to the Barcelona's pursuit for a right back, I think Vanderson, and I think he's very, I think that possibly is attractive. But at the same time, I'm looking at Andre and his experience in La Liga. I think that's also
Yeah,
key.
that also. Yeah, that's
I,
Yeah.
I, I think that this plays a good role. And also, the starting right back is going to be Jules Koundé. It's that simple.
that's given. That's given.
It's a given. Which out of those three would be most content with having, like, let's say, a secondary role? And you'd want to have a different profile to that of Jules Koundé. You
Yes,
want to have a more
exactly.
aggressive, attacking fullback.
Exactly.
Because Jules Koundé is the opposite. He's a
Yeah.
fullback. Well, not even a fullback. He's a center back converted into a fullback that just
Yeah.
focuses on defending. And so you want to have that attacking fullback as the option. And let's see what Barcelona do in that pursuit. Of
Yeah,
course.
it's actually funny how against it Kondo was to move to right back, and then Xavi
Yeah.
kept convincing him, and now he's one of the best right backs in the world.
Yeah.
It's actually funny how, I mean, I didn't think it was gonna work, and Xavi kept pushing and pushing, and look at him now.
No.
That's
Yeah,
there's no system last year. That's why.
also especially because I was surprised because Kunde was like best center back in La Liga that season. We signed him
Yeah.
for Sevilla.
Yeah.
Yeah,
it-
people shit on Xavi, but he was right about quite a good amount of things.
no, I mean,
Yeah, for sure I did. But again, there were
Yeah, I
times where
just
like
think
he
Xavi
was so
was right
emotional.
about. Yeah, I think he was right about multiple things, and he was also wrong about multiple
Yeah,
things.
exactly.
Yeah.
Mhm. Yeah,
He's
well,
too emotional. That's the problem,
well,
though.
at the end of the day, I always say Xavi built a foundation for Hansi Flick to succeed.
Yeah.
Simple as that.
Yeah, but
Because
like
a
how
lot of the
Rijkaard did. Rijkaard did then.
exactly. Exactly. I think he's set the foundations and the base and the tools for Hansi Flick to succeed. And for that, I always praise Xavi. Hopefully in the future he is able to come back, with more experience, with a
No, for
different
sure.
environment, and able to succeed. That would be the dream, of course. But guys, any final thoughts? Any final news that you guys want to discuss before we round off the episode? Anything specific you guys want to discuss?
What do you think of Nico Williams though during the stint?
He played well. I'm not gonna say like, hey, these two performances, like let's bring him to Barca. But in these past couple of games, he has been improving.
I'll tell you
And
this. No, sorry, go ahead.
no, I mean like Nico Williams, as much as necessarily say like he's had like a rough season, he is an option for Barcelona out in that left wing position, and that he is a name on the list.
I'll tell you this: out of all the options at left wing that are question marks to see how they step into the Barca role next year, the one that I'm most confident on because of his connections to the team is Nico Williams, bro.
Yeah, like,
Mhm.
like this.
Also,
Listen, I don't really rate Nico, but but if you tell me which player I want to sign because it makes sense, it's Nico Williams to be honest, because he knows the players already in,
Bro, I mean,
and his play style will fit very well with Flick. Because again, he's gonna be like the what do you call it, the decoy for the team. He will do all the running while Jamal Pedri
no,
will do all
bro.
the
And
damage.
I mean, look, you have Balde to link him up
Exactly, yeah.
from the
So
left.
yeah,
You have Pedri, Gavi, Olmo, Fermin in the middle. So I mean,
No,
yeah.
it's
yeah.
a very
Nico,
exciting attack.
it makes sense the most. Yeah, Nico's one.
We'll see.
I also,
But Seke, you want to say something?
yeah, I also on Nico Williams. I watched both of those legs of Netherlands versus Spain, and I think over the two legs, I think Nico Williams was their best attacker. I think even better than Lamine Yamal. I
Yeah,
think
to be
Okay.
Lamine
honest.
Yamal is. I think Lamine Yamal has better creativity and decision making in the final third
Yeah,
than Nico Williams. But I think Nico Williams one on one is better than but one on one and in terms of pace is better than Lamine Yamal right now. It's just that he lacks in final third and in decision making. So
Okay.
if you think about it, according to our budget and the money we have, I think he is the perfect fit in terms of
Okay.
team unity, and also in terms of money we have to spend.
Mm-hmm.
yeah, and finally, sorry to interrupt. One more thing, Della Fente needs to fix his roster by the Nations League by the summer, because this guy, he cannot bring them scrubs, like freaking like what's his name, freaking Mikel Merino and them players, nah, nah. And Pedro Porro, nah, so
Well,
nah.
I mean,
Yeah, Pedro Porro
Nico.
is the only weakness I think.
Yeah. I
He's
mean,
not
he
Spanish. He does not play like a Spanish, bro.
he doesn't play like he's Spanish. But in regards to Nico Williams, he was really exciting. We're gonna have to see how Barcelona's search for a left winger develops. He's at the forefront. Deco, his favorite is Luis Diaz, but you could be paying what 20,
75
30 million more
You gonna pay
for.
75 for that guy though?
Yeah, exactly. That's the thing. I don't want to play 75 for him. If he was like half the price, sure, I'm all for it.
I'm Nico gonna need 40, 45. This
58,
day?
58 his release clause.
58
Not
60 million because
Yeah.
Nico is the only cheap option is out there. Chorus के लिए would have been expensive. Rafael
yeah,
Leao is
Yeah.
yeah. He would have been
expensive.
the better signing, to be
Isak
honest.
is Isak is expensive. Everyone other
Paying
even
500.
Luis Diaz bum like Luis Diaz, same good at dribbling but no good at dribbling and no end product.
Yeah,
Yeah.
he's not that good, bro. Like even second knows like he's like Rafinha, but with no end product.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah,
But
exactly.
yeah, it's that's just like the market that we're at right now. There aren't many
I mean, yeah. Thanks to Neymar though.
like they aren't like too
Yeah.
many talented players, and even those talented players are all at, at the best teams in the world, and it makes things very difficult. But
They're all the same though. All of them are the same. Like they're so pacey.
no,
Athlete wingers now. They're all the same.
yeah,
That's what Lamine is like the fresh in the air. Like he's very like he's bringing back the old school winger type.
I agree with that. But guys, that was it for the episode. Hopefully, you guys did enjoy. This will be on Apple Podcasts and on Spotify. And Barcelona, they return from international break on Thursday against Osasuna. We'll be having a match reaction and a watch along for that. So make sure to tune in. And Jay, Sake, Abdul, thank you guys for tuning
Thank you
in.
for having me.
And as always, guys, make sure to like, subscribe, and comment. See you guys all in the next video. Peace out, guys.